I welcome you all and thank you for gracing the occasion with your presence. Students, it's a matter of great pride for all of us to welcome you to the new phase of your life, wherein you will be learning, experimenting, creating, innovating, and building your career paths. We at DME shall be your guiding force and will lead you to a world of success and growth. Delhi Metropolitan Education was established on 1st August 2012 and is affiliated to prestigious Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, New Delhi. It is important for you to know your university, for which I invite Dr. Manmeet Kaur, Associate Professor, DME Media School, to share a brief intro of Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University and DME Media School. Dr. Manmeet Kaur has completed her PhD from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Her area of interest is film studies and media communication. Ma'am, please take it forward from here. Thank you, Dr. Subeda, for giving me this opportunity to introduce Delhi Metropolitan Education and DME Media School to the students and parents of batch 2022. Respected dignitaries and dear students and parents of batch 2022, I take this privilege to introduce DME and Media School. I would like to take a moment to share that Delhi Metropolitan Education is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University and approved by Bar Council of India. The university, GGS-IPO, is situated in Sector 14, Dwarka, and Professor Dr. Mahesh Verma is the Vice Chancellor of the university. DME is offering courses in BBA, LLB and BLLB, integrated courses in law school, bachelor's in journalism and mass communication in media school, and bachelor's in business administration in management school. DME is working under the leadership of Mr. Vipin Sahani, Chairman, Ms. Kiran Sahani, Chairperson, Mr. Aman Sahani, Vice Chairman, Justice Bhavar Singh, Director General, and Professor Dr. Ravikant Swami, Director of the Institute. DME believes to attain success and achievements by following the path of its set's ethos. The ethos of DME: disciplined and punctuality, passionate and energetic, honest and fair, happy and healthy, respectful and loyal, dedicated and hardworking, responsible and accountable, cooperative and collaborative, student-friendly yet firm, positive, creative and problem-solving. For better communication with parents and students, ERP system call of DME is the platform where DME students get access to all the information of DME Media School as well as other disciplines in the institution. DME Media School is working under the leadership of Professor Dr. Ambrish Saxena. He is the Dean of the Media School, and Professor Dr. Susmita Bala. She is the head of the Media School. DME Media School offers training and imparts education with a blend of experiential learning where hands-on skills and practical development is the utmost priority of the students as well as the faculty members. We at DME Media School conducts BG Workings lecture series. It is a monthly lecture series where industry stalwarts, they share their experiences with the students of DME Media School. We also organize Cineast International Film Festival of India, SIP-2022. It is the annual film festival of DME Media School. The Media School also organizes conference, that is ICANN. It is also the international conference, annual international conference of the Media School. Also, DME students of semester 5, they organizes Ritika, the annual convention of media students, because it is the part of their curriculum of the 5th semester as a part of event management lab. So Ritika is also the annual convention of media students. Other various academic activities are also organizing from time to time to provide the industrial experience and exposure to the students. Excursions and industrial visits are the part of our holistic development, and studio-based programs, field-based research activities like making of documentaries, short films, filmmaking, and various other programs are the part of academic achievements and activities. I again welcome everyone to this session induction program by DME Media School for the batch of 2022 students. Welcome. Thank you so much, ma'am. DME provides state-of-art infrastructure facilities. For instance, our production control lab room is equipped with all the latest technologies that are needed to record or broadcast live show world over. Our studio setup is spellbinding and easily challenges the studio of any other institution. Let us now look at the video that encapsulates the essence of DME Media School. I request technical team to kindly play the video.
In this fast-paced world, everybody is looking for information, the information that can help in an improvement in the quality of life. But from where you will get all this information? From different media platforms. This means there's a lot of scope, lot of opportunities for the people who can join media and can work on themselves, can serve the society. And if you are getting education and training in media from an institution like Delhi Metropolitan Education, you will be prepared to join the media, and then you can choose to join different media tools, different media platforms.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Each photograph tells a story. Journalism is all about storytelling. At DME Media School, we train students in all types of photography, be it sports photography, fashion photography, or photojournalism. Regular exercises with camera and lights is practice of daily classes.
We all love watching television, and at DME Media School, we make sure to train our students in all sorts of production work, which includes pre-production, production, and post-production. The students produce their own programs by engaging themselves from script writing to handling the broadcast camera and editing the video both in online and offline ways.
Communication technology is growing exponentially in India. Public relations and corporate communications are two most rewarding and most sought after career options. We at DME provide an in-depth understanding of both theoretical and practical aspects. Our students acquire all kinds of effective communication skills and excellent writing skills. We shape them in a way that they become valued professionals in their future organizations.
Colors, patterns and shapes are of great interest to the people. Here at DME Media School, the students are taught through live projects. Students design posters, banners, standees, newsletters, digital media creatives and much more. DME Media School also has a lab that is well equipped and has all the softwares where students get hands-on training from the experts.
सिनेमा एक ऐसा माध्यम है जो लोगों को आपस में जोड़ता है। डीएमई मीडिया स्कूल टीवी के साथ फिल्म प्रोडक्शन भी अपने स्टूडेंट्स को सिखाता है। इसमें शामिल हैं स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग, कैमरा, लाइटिंग और एडिटिंग।
Advertising is a form of communication that requires creative as well as business acumen. While teaching our students at DME Media School, we focus on developing both these aspects. Students get to interact with real clients and develop advertising campaigns for them from the scratch.
आप अपने आवाज़ की खूबसूरती द्वारा अपनी ऑडियंस के करीब जा सकते हैं। DME मीडिया स्कूल रेडियो की विभिन्न विधाओं के माध्यम से आपको एक्सपर्ट बनाता है। रेडियो ड्रामा, डॉक्यूमेंट्री, टॉक, पैनल डिस्कशन ये ऐसी विधाएं हैं जो आपकी आवाज़ की पॉलिशिंग करती हैं, ट्रेन करती हैं और आप बन जाते हैं रेडियो की आवाज़।
Behind the success of every event, there has to be a proper planning, execution and organization by the team. The students of DME Media School organize Cineast International Film Festival of India SIFI, International Media Conference ICANN and Ritika, the conclave of media students. Here at DME Media School, we train our students to get hands-on practice and to brush up their skills to organize, to plan and to conduct various events from time to time.
In today's time, social media marketing and digital media marketing is very popular. No business can grow without utilizing the power of digital media. At DME Media School, we train students in writing content for digital medium. We ask them to prepare reels, produce short videos for YouTube. We give them hands-on experience to handle social media accounts independently. This is one field which has immense scope and career opportunities for media students.
टेलीविज़न के ऊपर 24 घंटे आती खबरें हों या मोबाइल के ऊपर पल पल नोटिफिकेशन, बावजूद इसके अगर हमें किसी समाचार की तह में जाना होता है तो हम प्रिंट मीडिया का सहारा लेते हैं। लेकिन प्रिंट मीडिया की लेखनी और उसकी एडिटिंग बिल्कुल ही एक डिफरेंट टेक्निक है। इसी को डीएमई मीडिया स्कूल में बखूबी प्रैक्टिस कराया जाता है और समय समय पर हम स्टूडेंट्स को इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट कराते हैं ताकि वो प्रिंट मीडिया की कार्यशैली को भलीभांति जान सके।
Students, DME envisions creating future leaders and nation builders for its endeavors in educating young minds. The institute is committed towards forming and sustaining conditions enabling students to embark on an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially and personally transformative and enriching. It is time to meet our director, Professor Dr. Ravikant Swamy. Professor Dr. Ravikant Swamy has more than 21 years of experience and has taught at Banastali Vidyapeeth, Om Kothari Institute of Management, Maharishi Arvind Institute of Science and Management, Hindu Institute of Management and Ernie University. He served as professor and dean at Ernie School of Business Management. He has many publications in reputed journals. He has also written a book on presented papers in various international and national conferences. Sir, we are eager to hear from you.
So, before I start, I would like to ask you a question. The question is whether this speech should be in English or Hindi. Okay. So, of course, I know the answers will be mixed, and the answer should be based on some data. Your dean, your HOD, they are sitting here, and I can tell you whenever I deal with them, they ask me, "Pehle data dikhao." So, I'll give you some data, and then I'll again ask the same question. How many Hindi newspapers are published each day in this country? How many? Any rough idea? 1,000. Okay. And how many English newspapers are published in this country each day? 250. Now again I am asking the question, this speech should be in English or Hindi? You are media students. Okay. From career point of view, your career is, when I talk about 250 Hindi dailies and 1000 English, 250 English dailies each day and 1000 Hindi dailies published each day, your answer should actually be Hindi. But still, your answer is going to be English, that I knew very well. Anyway, today is a great day in your lives. Today is a great day for DME for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, 10th batch of our DHAMC is having its first day today. It is the 10th batch. Yes, our first batch, although this college started in 2012, but our first batch of DHAMC started in 2013. So it has been a very good journey. You must have visited the studio, the campus. You must have known everything before clicking that final word for taking admission. So you know it's a success story. It's a great story. So I welcome the 10th batch of journalism. That is reason 1 why today is a great day. Second reason is for you, my dear students, is a great day for you because today you are out of school. Bag chhut gaya. Don't do that. Balaman is going to see where is your bag, where is your notebook. So, coming to this place, don't take it like as if, you know, from school to college is like freedom. It is freedom in the intellectual sense, maybe many other senses, but don't take it in a way that it does not lead to any result. So that is the second reason why today is a great day. There is third reason. आज गुरु और चेला मिलने वाले हैं, अमीश एंड अम्बरीश. Yes, my dear students, the chief guest of the day is none other than the student of our dean and our HOD. So see, when I say success story, the proof is in front of you. Everyone knows what kind of name Amish Devgan is in the media industry, and he is none other than student of our very own dean and HOD. Yes, he belongs to the first batch of IPU. So many other reasons, but I'll stop at 3. Yes, so today indeed is a great day for all of us. So I welcome you all. I welcome this 10th batch. Moving ahead, I'll briefly tell you about this society. We belong to, this college belongs to Sunshine Educational and Development Society, which is much more than this college. So this society has got 2 colleges and 2 schools, and another school is coming up at Gurugram, right? So in all, this society is training, teaching, educating around 10,000 students, out of which 2,500 study in this campus. Of course, the campus is small, but it's a vertical campus, right? Now, lastly, the last part of this is my talk with you is that you are lucky. Why? Because you know, things keep on changing, and of course, it's a very generic statement that things keep on changing. Change is constant. These are very generic statements. But then times come when there are paradigm shifts, when there are sea changes in various areas. And yes, 2022 is a time when the media industry is going through a paradigm shift. What is that paradigm shift? Very simple. Bada parda fail ho gaya, OTT aa gaya. Isn't it? The scope of media industry has become many-fold. Now, Salman Khan and Akshay Kumar, I was reading just now in 2022, the big budget flops. So what is the hit today? The hit is OTT, the mobile in your pocket. I don't know whether that time is going to come again or not when you will see the crowds in the theatres. So there has been a paradigm shift. The time has changed for the media industry. You are lucky because you are entering at a time when you will be trained in that new manner, in that new fashion. I wish my very best to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind and motivating words. I would now like to introduce you all to our Dean, Professor Dr. Ambrish Saxena, who is an accomplished media professional, researcher, author, anchor, political analyst, and film enthusiast. He is the Director of DME Studios and Production and Director of International Relations and IQAC. Dr. Ambrish Saxena has worked on all media platforms, print, radio, TV, and digital media. He has worked in English and Hindi languages both on the reporting and editing side, occupying senior positions of news editor, executive, chief reporter, bureau chief, correspondent, and anchor in news organizations. As correspondent, his specialization has been crime and development reporting. Dr. Saxena is a dynamic personality with 360-degree vision. I now request the technical team to kindly play the video profile of Dr. Ambrish Saxena.
An accomplished media personality with expertise across media platforms and experience for over 3 decades. A pioneer in media education with footprints across media curriculum development and policy. An author, editor, and a proficient academic. He is Dr. Ambrish Saxena. An educationist by profession, an advocate of women empowerment by choice. Dr. Saxena has been working towards female emancipation through media representation and education throughout his life.
You are watching UNO with Dr. Ambrish Saxena.
Hello students, today is Wednesday 27th of November 2019. China has 169 diplomatic missions. बल्कि वो सारे टीचर्स जो स्पोर्ट्स से सीधे नहीं जुड़े हुए हैं, इनकी पढ़ाई के लिए जिम्मेदार हैं, लेकिन पढ़ाई के लेवल पे भी या अटेंडेंस के लेवल पे भी वो सारा कोई और नहीं पहुंच पाया। महिला खिलाड़ी हैं, आपको कितनी प्रेरणा मिलती है इस तरह के खिलाड़ियों का गेम देख के? So the problem is basically ease in doing business. That's the problem in India.
When I compare to China, I go to some industrial areas. Warehouses are ready.
This is something which has to be taken up at multiple platforms. I mean, the society cannot be reformed overnight. अगर अनाज अच्छा हो भी जाता है, जैसे इस साल की जो फिगर्स हैं कि सरप्लस फूड ग्रेन हुआ है, लेकिन उसको रखने की हमें जगह नहीं है. And we are lucky to have Mr. Tigmanshu Dhulia. Yeah, so what kind of infrastructure, education infrastructure you have built in Ghana, particularly, I mean, digital, keeping this digital aspect in mind?
No, Ghana has some of the best universities in the world. Just like in India, you have a very good education here.
The way the news is being delivered, it is a little bit depressing.
At times we do feel depressing, sir. But trust me,
So we all accept that all those problems are in journalism, but that is more, towards the TV side, TV journalism. But then what we believe, and many people believe, that the print journalism, the newspapers are still doing good. But can you tell us something about what is the status of the local media in Afghanistan?
well, one of my students, Ambrish, did analyze the reporting on Tolo television, the biggest television station in, I would say, Ibrahim.
The biggest, absolutely.
और उनको ऐसा लगता है कि पता नहीं कौन सा ऐसा प्रोफेशन है जहाँ पे हम जा रहे हैं। आए दिन इस तरह की घटनाएं हैं, पत्रकार जो है वो एक्सपोज हो रहे हैं, पत्रकार जो है वो गिरफ्तार हो रहे हैं, तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं।
मीडिया एथिक्स एग्जिस्टिंग जर्नलिस्ट की भी ठीक करानी है, जो आगे आने वाले जर्नलिस्ट हैं उनकी भी ठीक करानी है।
हो सकता है वो ऐसे आ गए हों कि किसी के रेफरेंस से आ गए हों।
जी, जो समझ नहीं है। एक अहिंसा से का साथ लेके इतने बड़े साम्राज्य को चुनौती दे देना, मतलब इसको कितनी स्वतंत्रता में अहिंसा का या गांधी जी का योगदान है, इस पर बहुत डिस्कशन है। तमाम लोग अलग अलग तरह से मूल्यांकन करते हैं।
क्या लगा आपको कि कौन सी बात ऐसी है जो इस बार प्रधानमंत्री ने हमारे सामने ज्यादा रखने की कोशिश की?
प्रधानमंत्री जी हमेशा ही जितने भी आप मन की बात के संस्करण देखिए, सभी में जो सबसे खास बात है जो हम नोटिस कर सकते हैं कि बहुत ही मोटिवेशनल। अगर हम मुकाबले की बात करते हैं, हमारा मुकाबला खुद से है। तो अगर हम हिंदी के मीडिया को चाहते हैं कि वो समृद्ध हो, सशक्त हो, तो हमें एडिटोरियल का जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है, जो संपादक का इंस्टीट्यूशन है, उसकी संस्था है, उसको मजबूत बनाना पड़ेगा।
और सर आपने रेडियो ड्रामा भी किया है उसके बारे में, क्योंकि आप मल्टी टैलेंटेड पर्सनालिटी हो। जी,
रेडियो से मेरा जुड़ाव बहुत लंबा रहा है। लगभग समझ लीजिए कि 40 साल के आसपास हो गए हैं जो मैं रेडियो के साथ किसी न किसी तरह से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। और अगर हम नतीजे देखें तो आम आदमी पार्टी फिर से 2 सीट नीचे आ गई है। तो ये जो कसमकश है, जो ऊपर नीचे का खेल है, ये लगातार बना हुआ है। लोगों को काम के ऊपर वोट देना चाहिए कि लोगों को प्रचार से प्रभावित होकर तब अपने वोट देने का फैसला करना चाहिए। हमारे साथ कृतिका सती हैं। Panmeet Kaur, I will ask you a few questions and I will expect very rapid, straight and fast answers to those questions. Favorite time pass?
Books reading.
Ambition?
पेंटिंग बनाना।
किस वजह से आप टीचिंग में आ गए?
पैशनेट थी।
So my first question to you is, which is your favorite book?
Any book on partition, Train to Pakistan.
Which is your all-time favorite film?
Sir, this is Taj Mahal.
So to start with Valentina, we have seen in the AVs her interest and all, but then we would like to listen from her only what are her passions, inclination, interest and all. So Valentina.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. I'm really glad to be talking with all of you here and to listen to all the students who have something to say.
We are created by the whatever leftover mold we were there. We were the best creations.
It's just that it took me time to realize my dream.
Did you deliberately decide to become an interior decorator, or it somehow happened?
I didn't realize that I'll have to dig the well and take out the water and then probably satisfy my
whatever I wanted to do.
In a society wherein women will be having more space, that is what can be the resolve on this International Women's Day. Thank you all.
What an inspirational video. Thank you so much, Vishal sir, for playing this video. And now I request Dr. Ambrish Saxena to please come over and take the session forward from here.
Welcome everybody to this first session as part of our induction program. Every year this day happens, though Corona shattered for 2 years the whole planning and all. Still, in last year, 2021, we had the physical session after some gap to welcome the new batch. And the stage has already been set by Dr. Ravikant Soni, welcoming you all to this Augustus institution. Obviously, when it's the whole process of admission taking and joining the college, it's a very conventional thing which happens, and it's a long process in IP University to undergo this whole admission thing and all. But once you are here, so obviously everybody would have given a thought as to what all is to be studied after 12th standard and where the admission is to take place and what all is to be learned. So this all bestows a responsibility on us all, the Delhi Metropolitan Education, DME Media School and all the teachers who are there to fulfill all those dreams with which all of you have joined Delhi Metropolitan Education. But then once you are here, it becomes a joint exercise, it becomes a collective effort, wherever you want to reach and wherever we are responsible to take you towards that destination. Now there are so many things which can be talked about today's media education, and to how all things are to be imparted and what all is to happen in the years to come, because once you are here, so it's a long journey, it's a 3-year journey which will decide your future career, your endeavor and all. So few things which our director Dr. Soni has pointed out. So I will start with that only, the debate of Hindi and English. I must tell you, in media there is no distinction between Hindi or English or any other language. Because in today's world, the distinction between one language and another language has almost diminished. So one has to be multilingual, that is one. So this is one thing which you must understand at the outset when you are joining a media course, that you have to be good in so many languages. And Hindi and English, Hindi we say because it's a language which is spoken by most of the people in this country. Which is the mother tongue of most of the people, the majority of people in the country, and people also understand that this college is also located in the north part of the country, so that is how Hindi comes in the forefront. English is because it's an international language and it opens doors to knowledge. So that language also you have to not only learn, you have to accept. So that is Hindi and English, but then those who belong to different languages, their mother languages are different, so they should also excel in their mother languages, and then there is also a scope to work in the language media in India. And language media has also grown a lot, be it Punjabi journalism or Tamil journalism or Telugu journalism and all. So in all the languages, you have to try to learn more, you have to access. Right? Now, as far as the another thing which is related to language or otherwise, one important thing which you must understand in media, whatever you are writing, whatever contents you are creating for text or audio or video or digital, The important thing is not that how many people understand which language or how many people have an access to this media platform or that media platform. The important thing is that what is the impact factor. And interestingly, or I mean, in whatever way you analyze it, what has been happening in English media in this country, and even after more than 70 years of independence, this is very much true even today. The impact, whatever is published in English, may be read by a less number of people. The impact is more. And then it's again, in today's media, you all understand because you have born in internet age. It's not the question that if something has been published in the English newspaper and the circulation of that newspaper is 50,000 or 60,000 as compared to the Hindi newspapers which are there in the market, which are being circulated in lakhs. Once a news is published in the English newspaper, now that gets circulated further on the digital media. Right, that may be translated or in the same form, somebody would have put it on some social media platform, on Twitter or on Facebook, and then it is further reaching to thousands of people. So you can never count in today's time, if we take example for newspapers, English or Hindi, simply by the numbers in which the hard copies are published. Because in digital age, any news which is published in the hard copy is getting circulated to hundreds of people further. Right? So this was this I thought should be told to you as far as language is concerned, as far as numbers are concerned. And numbers, I believe your generation can easily understand, in the sense when you put your video on Instagram, then you always count कि कितने लोगों ने देख लिया, right? तो जिसको 100 लोगों ने देखा वो समझता है कि मेरी तो रीच ही बहुत कम है, और जिसका पोस्ट 1000 लोगों ने देख लिया उसको पता लग जाता है उसकी रीच ज़्यादा है. So the same way you can understand as how the things happen in the conventional media. It is all as to how many people are viewing or reading whatever post you are creating, whatever you are writing, whatever contents you are generating. And then as far as I said, the impact. Another thing is the impact factor. And how can you understand this most easily? Because when we talk about research, obviously the impact becomes a very important thing. But even in day-to-day life, the way you can understand it. A very common term that we normally use in the case of the digital media, ये खबर viral हो गई, right? So impact is like that. बहुत अच्छी खबरें हो सकती हैं, किसी न्यूज़पेपर में छपी हो, किसी टेलीविजन चैनल में आई हो, but if nobody takes note of that, तो खबर आती है चली जाती है, नई खबर आ जाती है, पुरानी खबर पीछे रह जाती है, nobody pay an attention कि यहाँ कोई बड़ी चीज़ हो गई. बट एक छोटी सी भी खबर है, किसी भी मीडियम में छपी हो, किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे आई हो, अगर वो डिजिटल स्पेस में आ गई और वो वायरल हो गई, that decides कि उस खबर पे दम है. So that decides the news value, that decides the impact of such contents which would have been created on media. Right? So impact is very important. Impact primarily depends on the quality. If I am picking up examples from news, then obviously that has to be a quality news. That has to be a news which is impacting the lives of the people, wherein people are interested, and then people take a note of that news. There may be other reasons as well. I will not go that deep in the very first session, but then that's primarily the thing, and that decides the impact. So both quality and impact go hand in hand. You cannot separate the two. Now, if we look at today's media scenario, because you have taken admission, fine, but then once you are there, you study a subject wherein you want to make a career. Now, there are two things to understand this relationship as to how the media industry or how the media sector is growing.
what exactly is the current status and what all you want to do in your life. Now, any sector has ups and downs. So, media sector also has been having the ups and downs from the time it has started. I will not go much deep into the history from the time the media started, the modern media started in India, which we trace to 1860, which we trace to 1780, when the first newspaper was published in India. Even before that, there used to be the contents which were being generated and were being read by the people. But in modern journalism, we trace it to 1780 when he took out his first newspaper. So I'll not go that way into history. But then, since the time, the media is understood by the people as something which is important in society. So we can put it like from 1970 or 1980, the interest has been growing in media, and people have a better understanding as to how much important the media content are and what kind of role media plays in our society. This further got an impetus when satellite television came, which we can trace to the period which is 1990 onwards basically. And thereafter the internet, the arrival of the internet. Now if we look into all these developments, then you will understand there have been times where there was a spurt in the use of media. There are two things. One, that how much media is growing in terms of number of channels, in terms of number of newspapers, in terms of number of readers, and also in terms of people's usage and people's interest in the media contents, right? So that way, if we look at media, it's a very, very recent development, hardly 20 years or 25 years old, wherein people actually got interested deeply into media. And one major factor which contributed to this was the 24 hours news channels, which is 97, 98. So exactly 25 years have passed. And then this got a boost with the arrival of internet. Now, when the industry started growing, so there was a need of educating the people, training the people to train those positions which are emerging in the media industry. Till 1990, nobody had ever thought of what kind of openings could be there, and then accordingly there was no concept as to how the media education has to be structured. But then during the last 25 years, media education has gone tremendous changes in terms of objectives, in terms of outcomes, in terms of the process, in terms of the delivery, in terms of learning, and in terms of the opportunities, growing opportunities in media channels or media newspapers, right? So, till 25 years back or 30 years back, there were no such kind of courses, the kind of course in which you have taken admission. Like if we talk about the SIP University, it took birth in the year 2000. And since that year only, we have been having this BJMC, Bachelor of Journalism and Mass Communication course, though initially it was not exactly with this nomenclature. It started at BMC and then with UDC's intervention, we make it BJMC and then BJM bracket MC. All these, minor things have happened. But then it's a 3 years undergraduate program that has structure. And since that time, this whole curriculum has been changed 4 or 5 times. This again tells us as to the way the industry is changing, the industry is evolving. The same way the education has to change. Because if new things are happening in the industry, so all those things have to be incorporated in the syllabus, and those things have to be taught. Like if you look at it, many of you must be understanding this, for the last 4 or 5 years, there is a big change as far as shift towards internet-based things are concerned. And that is how now we have those kind of papers in our syllabus wherein we are teaching digital media related things, and even the marketing thing, which earlier was not considered an important aspect in media education, but now even a component of the marketing has also become part of media education, because whatever contents you are creating, you want to take it to the more number of people on the digital space. Then also you need to learn what kind of tools you can use in the digital space to take your contents to more number of people. So here comes the marketing part. So these new things are being added. So accordingly, those things are being included in the syllabus. So media education is not that way conventional. When it started, the whole focus was on journalism only. That is how in any course which is started. I mean, many people question this, that if we are studying media or mass communication or any such thing, why journalism is always there? So your course is also Bachelor of Journalism in Mass Communication. Why? Because journalism has been in the core. And if we try to understand what journalism is in today's context, it's like creating the content. So even if you are working in advertising or even in public relations, finally you are creating the content and you are planning which media platforms you are using to circulate those contents. So ultimately it's the content, if you try to take out some meaning from journalism in today's context. So what I mean to say that if you are getting media education in today's time, whichever subjects you are studying, because you will have 6 semesters, in every semester there are different papers. So whichever subjects you are studying, ultimately you are into content, whether you are writing a copy for your advertisement, whether you are creating content or writing content for making your press release as a PR professional, or whether you are into hardcore news, print or even television. A lot of people feel that if there is television, then obviously it's all visual, which is completely incorrect. In television, you have to be good in writing, so that the content you must understand, the script is to be written, the voiceover is to be written, and then it's to be recorded. So this means the written form is also there, the audio form is also there, because voiceover is running along with the visuals, so you need to read or to speak your written words. So that is how all those things you need to learn. So you need to be a complete media person to create a space in today's society. And not only that, today is the time of multimedia. What is meant by multimedia? Multimedia means there are media organizations, and almost all organizations have grown that way. Again, this is a development which has happened during the last 5 to 10 years. Again, so this is something very new, the latest, and which you need to understand finally. What is that? You would have noticed, those who are more into media content consumption, so some of you or most of you would have noticed this, that if there is a newspaper, you will always find a web edition of that newspaper, be it Times of India or Hindustan Times, and you are not in a habit of reading from the hard copy, but then you can access the web edition of that newspaper anytime. So what does it mean? That if there is a web edition, then obviously there is a constant updation of the content. So after every hour there is a new news in that web copy. So it's not that you are working in a newspaper, then you are a print journalist. In a way, directly or indirectly, you are also contributing towards the digital content. Right? Similarly, if I give you some more examples, if I take an example from a digital portal, digital news portal, Like if I give example of the wire or the news laundry or the print, any such platform, if you take an example. Now, Wire has started, or maybe other portals have also started very recently, that there is a textual copy which is available on their portal, and when you start reading, you will also got a notification that if you want to listen to this story instead of reading, then the story is also available in the audio form. Now, for instance, if you decide that I will be working in the digital space, I will not prefer print, I will not prefer the television, I will go for digital. And then you are writing, supposed to write a copy on the digital space. Now, what all you need to understand, what all you need to have? You need to have a nuisance. You need to have a flair for writing. Your language has to be good. And at the same time, you may be asked to get that written story recorded. This means your spoken language also has to be good. So this means the kind of demarcations which were there earlier between print and radio, radio and television, television and digital, they are no more there. Similarly, you might also find such kind of examples. If there is a story in the digital space which is in English, the Hindi version is also available. Right? So again, the difference between one language and another language is lost. You have option of both the languages. So as a reader, if you have that option, as a user, if you have that kind of option. So this means when you are the insider, you are supposed to create the content. This means you have to be good in both the languages. You might be an English journalist, as many of you were advocating English when Dr. Sawhney asked about this. And you feel that your English is good and then you can make good fortunes. But that's completely incorrect. You have to be good in Hindi as well. You have to be good in other languages as well. Because when you have written an English piece, and technology is there, no doubt, and then you are asked that you convert your copy in Hindi. So you make use of the technology and simply on a click you will change the English to Hindi. But then you cannot completely bank on that, the Google translation. Then you have to have a reading of your copy and you have to make the necessary corrections. जो टेक्नोलॉजी में उतने एग्जैक्टली नहीं होंगे, कहीं वो मात्राओं की गलती होगी, छोटी बड़ी की प्रॉब्लम कहीं दिखेगी, कहीं छोटे हो बड़े हो की प्रॉब्लम आपको दिखाई देगी, वो आपको फिर मैनुअली करेक्ट करना होगा. बट सपोज इफ यू क्लेम कि मुझे तो हिंदी आती नहीं, which might be a matter of pride for many, it's completely unfounded. It's bad on your part, right? क्योंकि फिर आप अपनी कॉपी ठीक ही नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो किसी और की जरूरत पड़ेगी. और जिस तरह से मीडिया इंडस्ट्री अभी इवॉल्व हो रही है और जो आने वाले समय में टिल द टाइम यू पीपल विल बी जॉइनिंग द इंडस्ट्री, देयर विल बी ए नीड ऑफ मल्टीटास्क. एक काम के लिए 10 आदमी कोई एम्प्लॉय करने नहीं जा रहा है, बिकॉज दैट्स द इकोनॉमिक पार्ट ऑफ द मीडिया, व्हिच इज अगेन you may understand or I may decide not to tell about that in today's session. So, but then that is something which you need to understand when you are joining इंडस्ट्री एज ए प्रोफेशनल. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि उस इंडस्ट्री में क्या हो रहा है और भविष्य में क्या होने जा रहा है. तो देयर विल बी अ नीड ऑफ द पीपल who are good in more than one languages. There will be a need of the people who are good in written language, who are good in spoken language, who are also can do something good in front of the camera. Many people decide that we will not come in front of the camera, we will be behind the camera. Tomorrow there will be no such choice, maybe to some extent today. Everybody who is good in writing should also be good before camera in making a presentation. So all these barriers are almost already diminished, and tomorrow there will be no such thing. So you have to be a complete media person in terms of language, in terms of your skills, in terms of different media platforms and all.
process has already started, and many of you would have come across if you would have seen as to what kind of changes are happening. Right? So from day one, when you are joining DME Media School, because a lot has been said already and has been shown to you, and it's not a matter of self-praise when we tell that we are very great institution, but in fact this is a reality. There is no better place to learn journalism and mass communication in this country than DME Media School. I am not talking about Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, because we cannot compare ourselves, DME Media School, with any other institution for 2-3 simple reasons, which some of you may have looked into or some of you may have been told, but all said and done. There are certain things which are very, very obvious and which you can make out, or anybody can make out for that matter. What is that? That the focus which is there in DME Media School, you will not find anywhere. And what is that? We always believe in hands-on training. So training, education and training is not something which is one way for us. It's a two-way exercise. Obviously, more responsibility is on our shoulders, on the institution and the teachers, but then you have to get involved. So it's not that we are bombarding you with everything and you are a mute spectator, or you are simply a listener or receiver wherein you cannot contribute, you cannot be part of the whole communication process. And this is something which is again not to be proved. You people, I'm talking to the fresh batch, you yourself can make out. The two students who are there in two cameras here, they are third semester students. Right? They have not yet formally taught video production. So obviously the fifth semester students perhaps are not there because the internal examination is happening, because the academic sessions have got delayed, so not everything is happening in a systematic manner, the impact of Corona. But then in fifth semester also there are very good students who are experts in different areas, but they have been taught the subject. These two students, Adar and Ananda, they have not yet been taught, yet they do camera in all the programs. So the kind of training that we give and the kind of opportunities that we provide are unthinkable. You go to any institution, you will not find this. Right? This is one which sets us apart. Secondly, the kind of infrastructure that we have, nobody has, at least in Delhi and NCR, except MCRC Jamia, which is a central government institution, but then that's an institution which provides education and training in journalism and mass communication in the master's level, post-graduation level. But at the undergraduate level, there is not a single media institution in Delhi and NCR which has the kind of infrastructure that we have. I think most of you would have come across, would have seen our studio and the infrastructure, and then it's not merely कि हमने infrastructure बना दिया और सबको देखने के लिए हो गया. That's a studio which is never empty. All the time something or the other is happening and the students are working. So it's practically a learning place. It's a working place. It's not something which is to be seen. Right? So this is another unique thing which we have, which nobody will find elsewhere. Then the most important aspect of media education is teachers. So the kind of teachers that we have, you cannot match them as far as the quality is concerned, their academic qualifications are concerned elsewhere. Though it's an interesting fact
that whichever institution you take admission, not only in IP University, but even any DU college, you will find the teachers who have been my students. So ultimately, wherever you go, you will be taught by my students. But then here also, many of my students are there. So, the quality of teaching which we try to maintain is nowhere available. Then, another important aspect, the way we take up media education, and thanks to Corona has done a few good things as well. That is our international exposure. Even before the Corona had happened, we had the international exposure. But during 2 years of COVID, that exposure increased many folds. So now we are almost in every country of the world. DME Media School is there in every country in one way or the other. And the kind of programs that we do, like if I give you the example of the international film festivals that we do every year, SIP-2022 International Film Festival. No institution in the entire country, or rather I should say in the entire world, has this kind of film festival, which is a collaboration of two countries, two continents, right from the day one. अभी 3 एडिशन हो गए, 4th एडिशन हम लोग दिसंबर में करने जा रहे हैं, which is done in collaboration with Deakin University, Australia. We have an MOU with Deakin University, which is one of the best private universities in the world. So we have a permanent MOU. तो हम उनके साथ मिलकर करते हैं. पूरी दुनिया में कोई भी फिल्म फेस्टिवल ऐसा नहीं है जो 2 अलग-अलग कॉन्टिनेंट के 2 अलग-अलग एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस मिलके कर रहे हो continuously for years, right? And last year in this film festival, we got 3,160 entries. And this year we have already received how much, Vishal? 3,300 films from more than 120 countries of the world are already here, have already been received. Yeah, I mean still 20 days to go for getting the entries, right? This is one aspect. This tells you as to how much we are there in the world. Last year, if we go by the number of countries, last year we got entries films from 111 countries. और हमने जो prizes दिए वो भी right from Ukraine to Iran, सारे देशों के लोग. So DME is everywhere in the entire globe, which no other institution can even think of. जाना तो वहाँ तो बहुत दूर की बात है, सोच भी नहीं सकते. But we have achieved that somehow, right? And as far as another thing that we do, the international media conference, there also there is always participation of at least 30 countries, because that's a more academic exercise. But then there are people, there are universities from all across, right from UK to USA to Australia to UAE, you name the country and the people are there participating. So they participate. Obviously this was an online thing during the last 2 years, but then people are there from all over. So that kind of exposure that you get in terms of, because it's not merely the question of the numbers of country. It's the question is that you get exposed to different people, different scholars, different ideas, different cultures. So that opens, that widens your horizon. And then obviously this is very, very important in education. When we say education, it's all about opening your mind. It's not that you are here to attend classes and give exams. The basic purpose of education is that your mind is opened. You are exposed to all kinds of cultures, all kinds of people different from you, and then you learn how to work together, how to learn from each other. This is what actually education is. So you must make use of all these opportunities which are available, because once you make use of, you have to make it, I mean, this is your job, and then you have to make use of those opportunities. I mean, I give you some glimpses. I can speak on and on, or whatever time you ask me to speak, detailing as to what all we do. But then obviously not everything is possible to be told in just one session. In the coming days, many more things will be told to you, and then you will understand as to what all is expected from you. Because when we say that we have such an expectation from you, is that we want you to be participatory. We want you to be forthcoming. We want you to take initiatives, right? We will motivate you even if there are people that, because people have different natures, not everybody is the same. If there are people who are introverts, who are not forthcoming, we will try our best to break that, ice, and to make you understand that you are also important for us. But you should also understand this, that you have to be participatory. Only then you will be beneficiary, only then you will learn, right? So this is in a nutshell whatever I could tell you. One thing I think which I missed somewhere, which I should again pick up and conclude. I was telling you about the industry. There might be different notions that you will be having about the media industry. But one thing should be understood. I mean, when I say that the opening speech means everybody should be concerned that once I complete BJMC, what will happen to me, whether I will get a job or not and all. One thing is, so here my answer will be that media industry may not be expanding that fast, which was happening till 5 years or 6 years back. But as I already gave you an idea, media industry is diversifying, right? So expansion rate may be a little less, but diversification is much more. Diversification means there are so many media platforms, there are so many avenues, there are so many jobs that you might end up after completing this BJMC. And during these 6 semesters, once you get exposed to different subjects and all, whatever you would have decided today, you will change your mind every now and then, at least 3, 4 times, 5 times, you will keep changing your mind. During the course of your studies, कभी तुम्हें लगेगा कि रेडियो बहुत अच्छा है, इसी में काम करना चाहिए. फिर कल को then you are exposed to video तो लगा कि नहीं, कैमरा सीखो, कैमरे सीखने से जल्दी जॉब मिल जाएगा. So इस तरह से आपके इंटरेस्ट भी बदलते जाएंगे, सिचुएशंस भी बदलती जाएंगी, इंडस्ट्री में क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है वो भी बदलता जाएगा. तो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि जो भी आप यहाँ पढ़ाई करेंगे उसके साथ साथ you have to track the industry, the changes which are taking place in the industry, and accordingly you have to mold yourself, accordingly you have to change your or modify your process of learning so that you become a useful person once you join the industry. So you have to have a match between the two. Your qualifications, your skills, your learning, and the requirement in the industry. If there is a match, then obviously getting a job is the easiest thing. If there is a mismatch, either you are not prepared for whatever is needed in the industry, then obviously there will be no place for you, and then you will be repenting, and then you will be saying that the institution has not done anything for your job. So that is completely a wrong approach. You have to be ready to whatever is available. Then you can have a plan A and plan B and plan C. Always plan A does not work. So, but then you should be ready to take up the plan B. And there is one important thing in media which you must understand in one line. Media is an industry which is changing every second. Meaning thereby, this is an industry which is very demanding, which requires you to be updated all the time, to be alert all the time, And you must be a person who knows everything every time. It's not that. So it's not a profession which is like जो सरकारी दफ्तर में है वो फाइल मेकिंग टाइप नहीं है कि कल कर लेंगे या परसों कर लेंगे या आज टाइम नहीं है या आज मूड नहीं है। इस तरह की चीज़ों के लिए मीडिया इंडस्ट्री में कोई जगह नहीं है। और जब आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं मीडिया की तो आपको वो सारी चीज़ें सीखनी और समझनी है। तो देयर विल बी नो प्लेस फॉर योर लैकलस्टर एटीट्यूड। You have to be on your toes and you have to finish your work on time always. So that if you have that quality, nothing like that. If not, you have to inculcate, you have to learn so that you are not missing the opportunity that somehow is in your hand. And you will realize very soon while remaining in DME and after passing in DME that this is a lifetime opportunity which has in your hands. Use it or don't use it, it's your choice. But if you use it, then you will be the biggest beneficiary of whatever we are trying to do in DME Media School. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for informing us, guiding us, and motivating us. I do agree with you that content is king in media industry, and it is always a blessing to listen to you, sir. Dear students, we all will be there through these 3 years of your journey. We will be hand-holding you in your success, wins, achievements, and failures too. We at DME will be part of your beautiful journey, and trust me, you will enjoy every day spent here. I am really glad that you all took the time and effort to be here and make this a great beginning. I want to thank our director, Professor Dr. Ravikant Swami, for his presence today. I thank our Dean, DME Media School, Professor Dr. Ambrish Saxena, for enlightening us. I especially thank all students and parents for being here today. Thank you so much our head Dr. Susmita Bala and Associate Professor Dr. Manasvi Maheshwari for meticulously planning today's sessions. I also want to thank Associate Professor Dr. Manmeet Kaur and all faculty members and coordinators of DME Media School. And with this, we come to the end of first session of SIP 2022. I also want to tell you that there is a short break and we all will gather here again at 1 p.m. Thank you.